Hi Wonder Class and welcome to Wednesday the 20th of January 2021 science lesson. So let's see what we're going to be learning about today. So the learning objective for today's lesson is, can I understand how tiny details help scientists to better classify living things? So if you remember last week, we looked on a website and we explored Lee von Biss's portraits of living things. So let's go to his page now. And we should be able to have a look on the screen, and if I press play we can have a look at the video. So you guys can have a go, watch the video again. I will play maybe a minute of the video.
When I first started the project,
So in this video here, Lee von Biss will be explaining to you how and why he does what he does. So I'm not going to play the whole video, but you guys can go back to the website and have a watch again of his video. Great. Okay, so it's all in the detail. When something very small is shown in a very large image, you can see so much of the tiny details and features that you would not usually get to see. To classify living things, scientists must look further than the obvious detail to identify which species they are looking at, or if indeed it is a never-seen-before species. So, the purpose of looking at these tiny details. With this sort of technology available now, so much more can be discovered about tiny species of living things. Lee von takes lots of close-up photos and pieces them together. Have a look at your drawing of a living thing from the previous lesson. So lots of you did upload pictures onto Tapestry, which were really impressive, and they were really, really detailed. How fascinating is it to see tiny details coming to life in your drawing? In this way, you were able to better understand the features of living things. So let's see how well you know your living things. So I'm going to give you a challenge for you to identify as many of these things in 1 minute. So I'm going to put it on, and remember you can pause the screen. So have a look and see if you can identify some of these living things. Remember, pause the screen and have a go. Okay, great. So let's have a look at what you have found. So we've got fish on here, we have butterflies, we have a dragonfly, I can see a kangaroo, I can see a whale, I can see leaves on a tree, I can see a moth, I can see, is that coral or seaweed, I can see a human boy, and I'm not sure if I said I could see a ladybird as well. So those are the living things. So how did you do? Let's have a look. Thought process behind classifying living things. Remember, ask yes and no questions. This is the best way to identify features that make living things unique and easy to classify. Yes and no questions will eliminate the wrong living things and lead you to the correct living things. So here is your activity today, is to create a branching database that will identify all living things on the slide with all of the living things pictures. So if I go out of here and I go to Google, I'm just going to screen share with you Google, and I'm going to put branching database. And I'm just going to show you an example of one, a tree of mini bees. So if I just copy this into our PowerPoint, it might help us with understanding the first activity. So hopefully you can see this now. So it's just an idea for you to understand. So here's an example of a mini beast branching database. So does it have wings? Yes. Does it have 4 wings? Yes. Body as long as wings? Yes, it's a dragonfly. Does it have wings? Yes. Does it have 4 wings? No, so it's a fly because a fly only has 2 wings. Does it have wings? Yes. Does it have 4 wings? Yes. Is its body as long as its wings? No. Is the body striped? No, so it's a butterfly. Yes, if it's a bumblebee. Okay, and on the other side, does it have wings? So these are yes/no questions, just as an example. No. Does it have legs? Yes. More than 6 legs? Yes, so it's a spider. More than 6 legs? No, so it's an ant. Does it have wings? No. Does it have legs? No. Does it have an antennae? No, so it's a worm. Does it have an antennae? Yes. Does it have a shell? Yes, so it's a snail. Does it have a shell? No, so it's a slug. So the branching database can go on and on. What I would do is I would have a look at the animals. So I would go back up here, have a look at what you're going to do your branching database on. You might want to do it on creatures, it might be on mammals, it might be on plants and trees. That's how you might want to classify them. So you can pause the screen at this as an idea to help you, or you can go onto Google and you can also have a look at branching databases on Google to see what sort of questions you can ask and how to carry out this piece of work. So task number 2 is to include the following vocabulary in your branching database: habitat, invertebrate, and mammals. So they could be in part of your question. So is its habitat in the woods? Or is the animal a form of a mammal? So it's a yes or no question and answer. So task 3 is, if you have somebody in your family, play a game of guess who. One of you asks the other one yes and no questions until the other person either gives up or correctly guesses the living thing. So the task number 3 is something fun to do at home, maybe when your families and people that look after you at home have finished their working day. It's not something you have to do during your educational working day at home. So have a go at the first 2 tasks. Try your best. And I have seen a lot of work going up on Tapestry, which is really impressive. So that's all from me today, guys. Enjoy your science lesson, and I will see you all in the next lesson. Bye, everyone.